Hi, welcome to Discussion Starter 3 and thank you for joining me. And congratulations, in order. It's not easy to observe learning and support risk and responsibility. But today we are here for Discussion 3 to ask the question about how to best spend our time modeling purposeful engagement in the world for the next generation to emulate. We do this through our virtues. We act in the right time, in the right place, in the right manner. And ideally for fam play, we've come to understand how we do this for our children every day. It's no big feat to the rest of the world, but for each of us as a play-based parent, we act in a certain way. We clean, we cook, we do calculations, we do accounting, we organize, we sort. All important basic skills for children and adults to possess. And what we want to do as individual parents, each and individual parent needs to model these virtues for their own next generation. The introductory course ends when we can move on from being simply a wannabe play-based parent to somebody who can mentor and support this and realize how we do this with other children and families as well. So, where should we focus our attention? Again, go through these discussions, the 3 discussions, as many times as you'd like. Again, there's courses with online forums to continue the discussion. Many of you are hosting parent seminars to support this discussion. And specifically what the discussion is it's allowing us to observe lifelong learning, support risk with responsibility for all students and adults, and model virtues for the next generation to emulate. And we want to focus our attention on lifelong learning. As parents, and this is where family play and family projects are essential in the youth development, to support what is happening in school academics. But we want to ask the question, how do children learn? And is this learning process the same for adults? Now notice the family library is time for adults and children to produce literary works. There's no specific purpose for any of the documents in the family library except for that they're written and produced or of least of interest to the people in the family. So fam play does not teach the academics. Now we can connect these to Common Core. I mean, we can take this portfolio of library works for your 12-year-old and say, are they ready for college? This is the Common Core question of connecting career and college preparation, which is very important and fam play fully supports through things like family library. Family theater is simply a way to act out just about anything in life. Oh, let's tell a story about the guy with a new job. Act out 20 new jobs. Now again, we don't need to get ahead of ourselves. The play-based parenting is a lifestyle thing for our children and youth, and they go on to college and life. Once a parent, we're a parent for life, and we begin to understand this. But it often takes us 7-10 years. And the course here on play-based parenting has provided us a foundation to focus on lifelong learning. We've asked the question, how do children learn? Is the learning process the same for adults? And this has really given us an opportunity to experience and understand better change. And change for the whole child, the whole family, that includes us as parents. and the whole world. These are the things we keep in mind. The whole child, the whole family, the whole, until we get to the whole world, whole universe, whole beyond. But we as adults ask the question, how do we build a better community here? So beyond our family, we've spent the course of Introduction to Play-Based Parenting focusing on how do we build a better family unit, and through play and projects, right? Family libraries, play music, sing songs together. Build your own family. The next step and beyond is our community, our neighborhood. How do we extend these play and projects into the neighborhood? Now keep the family bit. The fam play is the foundation. Family play is the foundation. It teaches the virtues associated with risk and responsibility and learning, so that when projects of adolescence are presented, the youth and the adults can assume these family projects. Now, the Common Core, as we've mentioned here, is the academic preparation for career in college. How is the child going to be schooled to think like an adult? Remember, most of our adults in our society aren't necessarily schooled in this manner. That doesn't mean we don't think or we're not learning. But what we're doing here, in general, fam play courses, is pointing out how much learning occurs during family time, during family activities, throughout the day of the child. Who is one of the best teachers in a child's life? Their parents, their grandparents, their extended family. Again, friends and community are just as important. But notice the amount of time children spend with adult and child, specifically here as play-based parents. When I say I spend a lot of time with my child, oftentimes I am in the kitchen and they are in the living room. But we as a family unit are doing play and projects and navigating that 3 to 4 hour session where we play as a family and we do projects. It's as simple as cooking dinner and sweeping and cleaning. Those are virtues for the next generation to emulate. We can talk and answer their questions when they arise about, why do I have to do this? Well, son, if we're not clean, we take the greater risk of becoming sick. And notice, even I'm talking to a room full of adults, and I stumble and stutter as I speak, especially when I speak for 10 minutes. But what happens in childhood and in the home with parent and child and extended family and friends, we build stronger relationships. These are relationships that last for life. They're going to change throughout life, and that's what we observe as play-based parents. But we develop healthy personal habits as a family. What do we do to take risk and responsibility and recreate and enjoy our time together to relieve the stresses associated with things like our careers and learning academics? Finally, what we want to focus our attention on in the discussion 3 of play-based parenting is how to utilize community resources to maximize the learning of both you as a parent and your child. So what I hope FamPlay has done for you is allowed you to focus your attention as you on a family unit. You're going to be together for life. And again, let's section this off into age 5 until they start school or so, and age 12, and then age 18 or so, and then probably another at age 25, and another. But point being, we need to understand how we use our resources best to support our whole family's growth and well-being, the healthy habits we live. And I am grateful that you've joined me through this third seminar. Those of you in the room, most of you have been here 3 years. Many of you joining us online. I'm excited to have so many new people. But what we do here in this course is we become play-based parents by completing 8 reflective quizzes that are contained at the end of the lessons. You'll see the one at the end of this lesson, discussion 3 here. This one will give you a key to complete the final and the 8th quiz. But what we've done is these quizzes focus our attention on what you would consider important things in life. The reason it's a quiz and not just, let's say, a platitude to say, let's do this or this. Look, if you want a platitude, play and do projects with your kids. But that doesn't give you specific enough detail on what to play and what kind of projects to do. So what you do is you learn to observe lifelong learning, support reasonable risk with responsibility, and model virtues for the next generation to emulate. This is how we share and transcend, this is how we share, is the best word I can use for it, our values with the next generation. A school in the Common Core shares our Common Core, or their Common Core definition of what we as states expect people in the United States to be prepared for career in college. Look, you need to be able to offer mathematical reasoning and proof. Be clear and concise in your own written language. Critique other people's writing as you read. Think and speak clearly. These are not easy tasks. None of us, well, many of us may perfect them by life, but these are difficult things to do. Let's start simple. Let's just start collecting in a family library. Produce and collect works of our own art. Let's do the same for band. Let's do the same for theater. Perform works of art in our own living rooms. And finally, we collect these in the museum. What I want to say about the library and the museum is collections. Again, you can see how you can collect band and things like this. It's important because I see this cue coming from the group. As we become play-based parents and we find answers to the questions in the blue book that no college can ever ask about things like, how do we learn in life? What does a family teach us? What are our own values? Now, our colleges are outstanding, our schools are outstanding, but what we need to do as families is work with these institutions to educate and prepare our youth. I am concerned not about your youth, your children necessarily. If you're willing to reflect and take the time it takes to become a play-based parent, you have the tools to design play and projects to enhance the learning in your children's life. Now, if you want advice, some hints for parenting teenagers, by age 12, we want our children to be independent. Let's become advisors or mentors as parents to teenagers, as opposed to, as we treat them, parents of 5-year-olds, right? What do we need to do, and this is the core question of play-based parenting, to prepare 5 to 12-year-olds? How do we design these play and projects based on, family library, family band, family theater, and family museum give you a core understanding of family activities? The Common Core in school academics gives you another idea, But your challenge now is to go out into the world and play and do projects that you value and that are important to you and your family. Enjoy, and please drop me a line at FamPlay. I'm happy to chat. Again, enjoy play-based parenting in discussion 3.